Peace and blessings, collective. Welcome to the Red Tent. If you're new here, my name is Hadida. This is a space that I have created for women and sisters in our community to be able to come, to be able to learn, to be able to join together, and to most definitely come and find release, healing, and a community of supportive sisters. For those of you who are already a part of my Red Tent community and my tribe, welcome back. It's time for us to jump into some videos. If you guys have been watching the channel, then you know that a lot of my videos have been lives. I haven't really been coming on and producing videos, but it's because I really am in the space where I want to meet the collective and I want to get to know everybody. If you haven't already been getting onto the lives, please try to come so I can get a chance to meet all you guys who are here and that are a part of my subscriber base. And if you haven't already, then make sure you do subscribe so that you can become a part of the Red Tent family. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be discussing some major tips that I have for women who are getting into Yoni steaming. Now, I get the question a lot from sisters. Like what things are needed, how should I go about starting it, how do I even begin to know if I need to Yoni steam. And so I'm going to create a whole FAQ series just for the sisters who are filled with questions centered around Yoni steaming. But in this particular video, I'm going to give you guys 6 tips that I believe are the most important during your Yoni steaming journey that will make the difference between it being successful and it not being successful. So if this is something that you're interested in, make sure that you stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to burn a little bit of Palo Santos in here so I can get the energy cleared out and relaxed and cool and calm and all those good things that we be looking for on creating space and when I'm holding space for the collective. The first tip that I have for you guys is to make sure you are womb massaging. I cannot stress the benefits of womb massage enough. There's something about rubbing your womb, connecting with your womb through massage, moving that energy around that's there in the womb, that when you go to Yoni steam, you release so much more emotionally, physically, and in your spiritual body. So if you are Yoni steaming, you want to make sure that you womb massage prior to Yoni steaming. And normally I like to do this directly before, but if you're not able to do it directly before you start to Yoni steam, then make sure you at least do it the day prior to. You want to make sure that when you are going to do your Yoni steams that you are at least womb massaging for a good 5 minutes. And in the next video that I do, and this is going to be a series, okay? In the next video that I do, I'm going to show you exactly how to do a womb massage for those sisters who have not been on the lives or who have not already seen a video where I explained it. And so now, moving forward, if you're womb massaging and then you're Yoni steaming, the energy that's there and the physical blockages that are there, especially for the sisters who are dealing with PCOS, endometriosis, a whole lot of DNCs because you've had miscarriages and they had to go in and scrape the room, scar tissue, all of those different things create issues and create blockages in the womb. It also creates the perfect place for disease to be able to form. So we want to make sure that when we're Yoni steaming and we're sending that warm energy up into the womb and we're allowing it to go in and soften up the lining of the womb, that we then go in and we follow it with a real good womb massage so that we can loosen up any other uterine lining that might not have come out with our previous period. We can loosen up any blockages, like I said, like fibroids, cysts, and things like that. We can start to work those out. And sometimes even during the Yoni steam, we begin to release discharge and mucus from our cervix and yeast infection, and I mean, all kind of manner of stuff comes out, to be quite honest. So womb massage, specifically during your before your Yoni steams, is going to be beneficial. Also, to make sure that when your cycle is getting ready to come on, and we'll get more into this in the next video when I start talking about womb massage in real detail, but making sure that when your cycle is getting ready to come on, that you're womb massaging prior to your cycle coming on. That way, anything that's there from the previous cycle and anything that's there right now that needs to be released will all come out during your menstrual cycle, and you won't have the layover from your previous period and the uterine line is still remaining in the womb. My second tip for sisters who are Yoni steaming is to make sure that you're doing Wombversation. What the hell is Wombversation? I know you probably like, Wombversation, what the heck? Wombversation is when you sit down and you take the moment to listen to the voice of your womb. Every one of our wombs has a voice. Your womb has a voice. My womb has a voice. The freaking cat down the road's womb has a voice. Everybody's womb has a voice. Ashley's womb got a voice. Like, everybody's womb has a voice. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're taking the time to do Wombversation. How do you do Wombversation? You're probably wondering. The way that you do Wombversation is you take your right hand, place it underneath your left hand, and then place that up against the womb. Now, in the next video where I show womb massage, I'll also show what this looks like on the mannequin that I have, whose name is Chantel here in the red tent. But place your right hand over your left, place that over top of your womb, and simply just lay. Lay and listen. The more you lay, the more you listen, the more you take time out to do Wombversation, the more clear your womb's voice gets. Now, sometimes it might sound like a real soft whisper, and some people call it their intuition, which is true, but then your womb has a voice of its own as well. So in this series, we're going to talk about what happens during Wombversation. How does Wombversation change the dynamic of your healing course when you're going through self-care and you're doing your Yoni steams for self-care and self-healing, and not just like a regular routine thing that you're doing and, you know, trying to get all the benefits of like the wet pussy and no odor and no discharge and things like that people talk about with Yoni steaming. But if you're trying to get down into some real womb healing, self-healing journey, then you want to make sure that you are doing your womb massage and that you are doing your Wombversation. My third tip for everybody is to make sure that you are doing affirmations. Affirmations, after you get done your womb massage, after you get done your Yoni steam, and you take a minute to just like come down and to ground yourself after the process, affirmations are going to be like pouring a huge cup of light into a canister, which is your womb, and letting it glow. Affirmations pretty much seal all of the energy from the Yoni steam that you just completed into the womb. It's like putting a real big stamp on it. So when we take the time to say affirmations afterwards, and we talk about the manifestation power of our womb and our affirmations, you could create your own, or you could look at the ones that I'll put down in the description box of the affirmation video centered around Yoni steaming that I'm going to do as part of this series. If you want to take those affirmations or even your own, make sure that you're reciting them each and every time that you sit down, possibly even getting into them in the morning and getting into them at night, reminding yourself of your own ability and your own power to manifest in your womb. I don't think enough sisters really pay attention to their own womb manifestation power, and because of that, they're searching around and trying to figure out which way they're going in life, and they're not really able to find where their course is. So Wombversation and then affirmations help to hear the voice of your womb. And then after you hear the voice of your womb and you resonate with what your womb is telling you that she does and she does not like, then cleaning out the womb with the Yoni steam, and then sitting down and doing affirmations and stamping it into your womb, it creates a huge circle of healing and self-care, okay? The fourth tip that I have for the collective is parking your thoughts. Parking your thoughts is the exercise of sitting down and literally journaling everything that's on your mind. Now, you could do this before you Yoni steam, or you could do this after. I tend to do this after I Yoni steam, because while I'm Yoni steaming, a lot of different emotions and a lot of different thoughts are coming to the surface. So if I sit down and I work on parking my thoughts, which is literally sitting down to just have a moment where I just journal and vomit all of my thoughts into paper, it clears my mind, it clears my heart, and then it also clears the energy of my womb during the time when I'm Yoni steaming. And it lets me know that I don't have to keep on carrying all of those thoughts which then turn into emotions, but then turn into physical disease if we leave it into our body for too long. All of that stuff starts to pile up, and then it starts to look like anxiety. It starts to look like depression. It starts to look like worry. It starts to look like fear. It starts to look like blockage, from what we're really trying to manifest. So if I take the time to park my thoughts, I can feel the difference in my Yoni steaming session from when I park my thoughts and I take the time to have Wombversation and then womb massage, and when I don't take the necessary time to make sure that I park my thoughts, do womb massage, and then also do Wombversation. The fifth tip that I have for you is to make sure that you are drinking plenty of water. And I know everybody's probably like, oh Lord, water. Yes, sis, like you need to flush out all of the energy that's in the body. Water has the ability, we want to jump into this in depth. Water has the ability to absorb the energy and the frequency that's being placed over top of it. So when you drink massive amounts of water, and when I say massive, I mean in a 3-day period, you want to make sure you're drinking about 2 gallons of water. Okay? The first 3 days following your Yoni steam, you want to drink as much water as you can. And even if you can't get the whole 2 gallons down, make sure you're drinking at least 5 to 8 cups a day. Like, you want to just make sure you're flushing yourself with water is the point. And so the more water we drink, the more we have the ability to let that water absorb what we were trying to release during our Yoni steam. And then it helps us also work through any emotions, any feelings, any sadness, any thought processes, any negative mind chat. It absorbs all of that and flushes it out of our system. It also helps all of our organs to be able to kind of get a life boost, and to also be able to help us to recycle energy that is being released during this Yoni steaming process. Whether you realize it or not, Yoni steaming has the ability to shift your energetic body and your physical body. So it has both spiritual and physical benefits. And because of that, it's really important that we remember to drink the water so that we're getting the physical benefits, of course, but then on the spiritual aspect, we're helping our body to recycle the energy that we're holding in our wombs and that we're holding in our realities all the time. We can recycle that and flush it out. And then the last tip that I have for you guys is to make sure that you're steaming for at least 30 minutes. When you set aside enough time in your schedule to be able to Yoni steam, and to be able to do Wombversation, and to be able to do womb massage, what starts to happen is your whole entire body becomes relaxed, and it starts to sink into the routine of giving self-care to yourself. Some sisters start out Yoni steaming just as a self-care ritual. Other sisters start out Yoni steaming because they're looking for healing from particular ailments. And then a whole nother group of sisters do Yoni steaming because they're on this real self-healing journey. It's like the physical, emotional, mental, all of that trauma that's going on and that we hold inside of our wombs as women, we're able to release it when we're Yoni steaming and begin that self-healing process. So Yoni steaming and giving enough time, at least 30 minutes to our Yoni steaming session, is going to allow you to be able to get the real benefits of it in your emotional body, but then also in your physical body. 30 minutes of hot steam going up into the yoni, loosening up the walls and the tissue that's there inside of the yoni that might be held from previous periods, working on any ailments that are there, because all of the herbs that are inside of the Yoni Love Herbals brand that I create are dealing with specific ailments. So like in our yeast and BV blend, we have herbs that specifically deal with yeast and BV. If you don't give yourself at least 25 to 30 minutes of Yoni steaming time, it's kind of like you just blew into your womb and then that was it. Giving yourself and your Yoni 30 minutes of steaming with yeast and BV herbs is going to allow the steam to go up into the womb, for it to go up in there and work to remove all of the yeast that's there, for it to come out in that process of release that's going to happen, and then to go down into the water. And now it's creating also this space where real transformation and real changes out of your womb is able to happen. So this is the end of the video. I just wanted to come on and give you guys 6 tips that I think are really important during your Yoni steaming journey for you to keep in mind. If you have not already, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you have not already and you're in search of a Yoni steaming line, make sure that you go over to Yoni Love Herbals and check out the Yoni semen line that we have. We have 7 different varieties as of right now for the women to be able to get womb healing and to help them on their journey of self-care and their routine. We have a yeast and BV steam. We have a menopause blend. We have a postpartum blend. We have a fertility blend for the sisters who are trying to get pregnant. We have a blend for just regular everyday care, which is the original blend. We have a peaceful period and blend for the sisters who suffer with PMS, cramps, anxiety, depression, all those kind of things that are centered around their menstrual cycle. And then we also have a fibroid and cyst shrinking blend, which is one of our best sellers. So if you are suffering with any of these issues, or you just want to go on your self-care and womb healing journey and join into this whole journey with us here in the red tent, make sure that you head over there. Also, if you have any comments or questions that you have centered around Yoni semen, or any topics that you would like me to make videos about, make sure that you drop them down in the comment section below so that I can make sure that I make videos pertaining to what you guys want to know. I love you guys. I thank you for being here, and I want to say peace until next time.